are you by the water?
Yes, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
we have
cool.
you have the Waimata River wrapping around our place out here, so
Uh,
it's really nice. Yeah.
yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, shall we shall we get started if that's all right, Brian?
Yeah,
I notice
jump right into it.
one of our teammates isn't joined us yet, but hopefully Alexander will chime in shortly.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, kia ora tātou, ka mihi atu ki a tātou. Tēnei ahi ahi pō. Welcome everybody, and it's we're really excited. Trying to contain our excitement here, but we'd like to, if it's okay, Brian, just give you some space at the start to share some things about yourself and that, and then we'll just go around and give a brief introduction of ourselves, so you've got a sense of us, and then we have
Yeah,
some sort of discussion, conversation, questions, if that's okay, Brian.
yeah, absolutely. That
Cheers.
sounds wonderful. Kia
Thank you.
ora. My name's Brian. And yeah, I work for Goodnature. I've been with Goodnature for 5 years, going on 5 years now. Working on their international side of their business. So a little bit about me outside of work. I'm American. I expatriated to New Zealand about I think 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Time goes by really quick. Um, and yeah, I met a Kiwi girl traveling in America, and she convinced me to come over to New Zealand for 2 weeks holiday, and ended up being 3 months, and then it ended up being 3 years, and then 6 years. um, yeah, so I really love New Zealand. It's definitely my home now, and yeah, I travel all over the world for work. I've been in international business most of my career. So I've worked in America for a couple years, and then South Korea, and then London, and then working in New Zealand. My role is very internationally focused with Goodnature. I have a background in marketing, and then also have an executive MBA from Victoria University of Wellington. Um, yeah, outside of work, like really connected to nature. Um, yeah, I like to read a lot, like to work out. Um, yeah, that's kind of my background.
Cool.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Oh, well, yeah, I'm Jody. Live here on the East Coast, um, just inland from Gisborne, about 20 minutes from the city. Very rural, obviously. Our nearest neighbour is a K and a half down the road.
Mm.
And we're in a farming, forestry, sort of native bush area where we
Cool.
live, and we've got a river wrapping around us and things like that. My background is education, so I'm a teacher. Uh,
Mm.
Teaching and learning is what I loved. I also spent some time in corporate forestry here during some very difficult times, um, which was very interesting. And uh, I think this is the 18th month we've been in this MBA, and
Mm.
it's nearly been the death of me, to be honest.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I've
Yeah.
done it too.
Narissa and I have been together for 37 years, and we have 6 children and 2 mokopuna. So,
Yeah,
kia ora.
wonderful.
Someone else?
Okay, I can start next. My name is Ronnie, and I'm currently in Singapore, and I was in New Zealand for 11 years, and my background is exporting and logistics. So we mainly export the health supplements like Swiss or Black Mold, those supplements to China, and we also export infant formula, dairy products, and we used to have a logistic company to export by ourselves, and then we do custom clearance, and everything by ourselves as well. So yeah, I worked for that industry for like last year, 11 years.
Mm. Oh, very good.
Cool. My name's Jonathan Cashmore. I'm a Kiwi. I've been in Auckland my whole life. Haven't traveled far. Um,
But I went skiing in the States in Colorado and Utah actually, and that was
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
I loved that. Yeah.
Nice.
But I'm a civil engineer as my career. I work in kind of roading infrastructure, major projects. So I worked on the Northern Corridor motorway, and I'm working for Auckland Transport on the Eastern Busway at the moment. So I'm a project manager and look after a team that oversees construction. Yeah.
Awesome. That's one thing I liked about being in an MBA program is you have people from all different types of areas and professional backgrounds. It's not like everyone's not a finance person and everyone's not a salesperson, which is really cool. You get to work with such a diverse group of people.
Yeah, I think the networking's been the most interesting and most enjoyable bit, really. It's meeting really cool people.
Yeah.
100%.
Leanne, would you introduce yourself if you can? Thanks.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Waylia. You can call me Lisa. It's easy. I use that often. And my background is it's marketing actually. I used to work in Shanghai many years ago, marketing for commercial interior fit out. So now we moved to New Zealand about 6.5 years ago. So me and my husband, we running our small architectural design company, but the business is not good in New Zealand. So we're moving to overseas in 2 months. So no construction here, but we're happy here because we have 2 kids, 2 boys. One is 12 years old, another one is 9 years old. They're having like 7 years life experience in here. So we're really grateful. But we're moving in 2 months' time because the construction is booming in Dubai, Middle East. So by here it's very quiet.
Yep.
The population is small. So just do something for a change.
Yeah, it's a small population, which is I think why companies have to export so soon, and why international business is so important for Kiwi business.
Yeah, it's great place for living, but I think for business a little bit too small. Yeah, but at this stage we're happy to go somewhere else, and maybe when we're 60 or 70, we're happy to come back again. Yeah. That's a story.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you, everybody. So, as you'd expect, Brian, we have some sort of lead-in questions, just to help us get a sense of how we can do the best we can with the time frame we've given and the brief we're given to. So with that, I'll just start with an initial question, and then each member of the team will jump in. But obviously, it's very much a discussion. We're not in a board meeting trying to convince directors of our decisions. But if we were to in 10 or 9 or 10, 12 weeks, when we get to the conclusion of working with you, Brian, what can you maybe give us a sense of what would that successful engagement, and what would you feel, and how would you view or see, this has been worth your time?
Yeah, very, very good. I think I think for me, without knowing the scope of the project just yet, I think for me, what would be success is that if every one of you got something out of this engagement, whether it's learning about international strategy or learning about something else that you're interested in. So I think success for me is if you all find this useful, and it also being a fun project to do. I would like to get some ideas and some help on expanding in the Japanese market, for sure. Like a clearer picture on what our strategy in Japan should look like. Of course.
Any other team want to jump on and sort of
Yeah,
Ryan, do you want to ask your
So,
question?
yeah.
yeah, got some marketing understanding and the strategies. Like to chat with you, Brian. So I think the first one is why do you see Japan as a potential market, especially for the consumer side?
Yeah, good question. So I'm going to try to share my screen here. I'm really a visual person, so I like to talk to slides and images. So I might use some stuff that I've made previously before to kind of give you all a clearer idea of what Goodnature strategy is and why we choose what markets that we choose.
Yep.
So let me allow Zoom to see my screen. Nope, that's the wrong. That'll cause an infinite mirror. I've just switched to Linux on my work computer, which
wow.
was very brave because, as you can see, I can barely use it. All right, allow that. Choose a window. It's going to be that window. There we go. All righty, we did it. We did it. I can't see you all when I go full screen here, so I'm probably going to just I'm probably just going to show you all and then close it. So why Japan? Well, when we analyze markets at Goodnature, I use a scorecard, and it's weighted on some criteria that is very important to Goodnature, and it usually indicates a strong market fit. So the first criteria is market size, population, and GDP. Our products are a premium product. So Goodnature Trap is anywhere from $160 to $250, while a simple snap trap that does the same job is $5. So the market has to be able to handle that premium product. Next one is regulatory and environment. So our competitors for Goodnature traps are poisons and toxins. So using poisons to kill rats and mice. And in some countries, it's actually regulated poison and toxins. So when in an area where poison and toxins are regulated, customers are forced to buy mechanical traps. So they'll buy Goodnature traps instead of using poison and toxins. This one carries a really heavy weight for us. It's about 40%, because we find is what drives consumer behavior is the regulatory side of the thing. So market size gets 25%, regulatory environment gets 40%. All these hopefully add up to 100%. Next one is cultural fit around pest control and cleanliness. Are people bothered by a rat or a mouse inside their home or inside their work? It's got a 10% weighting, so it's not as important, but it is a criteria. And then the next one is cultural fit. So all of our traps, they do kill, but they kill humanely. So it's an instant kill. We have certifications for our instant kill, while a snap trap or a glue board is something that's not humane. And sometimes this will also drive buyer behavior in markets for buying something that's humane, that's also sustainable as well. So in short, we analyze these markets based on these weighted criteria. And so from ranked left to right, we have Sweden. Sweden is one of our biggest markets. Germany, Netherlands, USA, UK, and Japan. So from Japan over to the left is about 100% of our business. So these are all the countries that we are selling into in large volume. So you can see Japan is kind of the next market in the rank that we believe could be a good fit for us for Goodnature products. Yeah. So to answer your question, it's based on a weighted criteria.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing the information. Because we understand that we already have the products in Japan.
Yes.
And it's like a more commercial size.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. So our products is currently being sold to an agriculture company.
Yeah.
And then they sell it to farmers and landowners. And it's pretty small, the business. It's like we do about 70,000 New Zealand dollars a year. In Japan currently 70,000. And Goodnature as a whole, we do about 15 million a year in sales. So it's a small sliver. But we currently do have a foothold in the market a bit through a distributor, which is valuable because we figured out some of the logistics of shipping our product, because that's a barrier for our product. Yeah, so that's right. Currently in the market, but we're not selling to our focus customer in the market, which is consumer.
Yep. So the countries on the list from Sweden, UK, USA, we are selling to consumer as well, not just focus on commercial, right?
Correct. Yeah, the biggest market for us in those countries is consumer, and that's where Goodnature, that's where we're aimed to sell and really grow our business.
Okay. I saw those countries are like in Europe, which means we must have those certificates like standards meets already, right? We have all sorts.
Yes. Yeah, we have, like, as you mean, like import and export certificates and like that, those type of certificates.
Okay. Sorry, I forget what did you say about the entry model? You said that you already have a distributors rather than the agriculture company. You have already had a distributor, right? In Japan.
The distributor in Japan is an agriculture company.
Okay. Yep. They are focusing on the farmers at the moment.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, sweet. Okay, I think that's probably from me for the marketing side. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I saw some other questions. It was like, what type of market entry are you considering? Was that a question that was still needed to be answered?
Yeah, because I think you already gave the answers for the distributor.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I think like we're looking at the entry of going through a distributor that can sell to an end consumer.
Okay.
Or if Amazon, if we could sell into Amazon ourselves, that's possibly direct to consumer that we could potentially look to do. But yeah, sorry, I just wanted to add in the sort of Amazon element of it's a possibility for us to own that and to do that ourselves.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, I just got one more question. I just jump up because I was in the logistics background. So for those countries you mentioned, which had the majority of your revenue, you are like shipping the bulk shipments to those countries?
Yeah, that's correct.
Commercial clearance and the storage, then distribution, sales online or in the physical stores, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. So we're doing sea freight shipments for our products. Yeah. By the way, so I'm based out of Wellington, and we manufacture all of our products in Wellington. Yep. So they're all made in New Zealand, and they're sea freighted to our international markets, and sometimes air freighted if it's in a rush, if the customer wants it really quick. On the logistics side, you asked a question: what challenges do you foresee in entering Japan? So our product is considered dangerous goods. So our trap is CO2 powered, and the CO2 is considered a dangerous good. And also our battery in the mouse trap is considered a dangerous good as well. So that can be a barrier sometimes in markets. Sometimes I found in local transport, the ship would go to, I can't remember what port in Japan, maybe somewhere around Tokyo, Haneda, and it would be locally transported on trucks to Sapporo, and they would have a hard time locally transporting the CO2 canisters. So yeah, I do just want to flag that regulatory logistics barriers is an issue for Goodnature products, and also some challenges entering Japan as well is our traps are Bluetooth connected through a cell phone, and in Japan there's telecom requirements of certifications you need. for smartphone connected products. The registration, it's only like 6,800 New Zealand dollars to register, but it is a cost for us to enter the market.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, no problem.
Cool. So yeah, I guess the next set of questions was kind of around what you've also done in international markets, and so you're fully launched into those kind of Sweden, Germany, Netherlands, USA, and UK.
Yep.
And I guess you intend to do a similar launch into Japan consumer channels through a distributor. What lessons have you learnt in your previous markets that you think could be applicable to Japan?
Yeah, good question. I think look before you leap. I think doing a full analysis on regulatory and logistics stuff across the board. So there could be like a sticky thing of like, well, actually, products on a Japanese shelf needs to be translated 100% on the package. I don't know if that's true, but these are some of the regulatory stuff that are very specific that we found out a little bit too late in the game. So really understanding the full regulatory landscape of a consumer product being sold online and then also being sold on a retail shelf. So that's one thing we've learned. We've also learned that it takes time. It takes a lot of time to establish a market. Like you can't open a market and expect hundreds of thousands in sales. So when I first joined Goodnature, I opened up the European market, some select countries, and the total of our European business was like $10,000 when I joined. The first year it was $80,000, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a total failure. I've only increased sales by 70,000. And I was like, I'm going to lose my job. But the next year was 2.8 million. So there's a little bit of a lag. So it takes time. Like the return on investment is timely. So so I think patience and choosing the right distributor, choosing the right path into the market is really important. Also work with New Zealand Trade and Enterprise is a really valuable resource for us. So that's a government entity, NZTE. They provide connecting people in the market to you, advice in the market. They're quite important. Oh, IP protection is really important. So protecting your intellectual property.
Okay.
Sorry, Jonathan, go ahead.
No, you go.
I just want to ask, so currently you only have one distributor in Japan, or so? Yeah. So are you guys looking for looking for another 2 or 3 different distributors, and they have some local client base, easy to open market there instead of only one distributor?
That's correct.
Yeah, it's quite limited to. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So we've good question. You've reminded me of something that we've learned too, is to when you're establishing dual distributors, so multiple distributors, really consider how they will conflict with each other. Because if you have 2 distributors going for the same market and the same channel, the same industry, then a lot of your time will be just managing the conflict of the distributors. So we have our distributor currently who will be very much agriculture sales. And if we were to expand Japan, we would look to 2 other distributors. We would look to a professional pest control distributor. So this would sell to professional pest control companies. And then another distributor who would be able to sell into consumer goods sector. So like retail stores, online stores.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's a
we
good
would.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
different
we would
channels,
love.
different customs. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So when did you guys start to sell in Japan? How many years now?
About 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because they have some local company too, right? Just like what Semico, what was that one? Like
Yeah. Yep.
they got like they have. I think Goodnature only. Oh, it's almost 20 years now. But Semico is it was established around 50 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
that's
have like
right.
30 years more experience than you guys. How can
For
you?
sure.
Yeah, pressure there.
Yeah. So Semco is a professional pest control company.
Yeah,
And it's our biggest opportunity in the market. It's our
yeah,
biggest lead. I met with them at a conference. I sent them some demo traps. They tried out some stuff, and they just really haven't been replying to me or being responsive at all. So it's kind of a cold lead at the moment. But I'm going to a conference in America in 3 weeks, and they'll be at the conference. So I'll get to see them face to face, and they they won't be able to
Yeah.
avoid me. Yeah,
in person is always powerful, you know.
yeah. That's another thing we realized too. Like lessons learned in launching international consumer markets is you have to visit the market. Like you can't do it just from New Zealand. You have to go there. You have to meet the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I think that answers the questions if you plan to have a physical office or physical operations in Japan, right? You know, different
Yeah.
ways.
Well, actually, I don't think so. I don't think. Yeah. Funny enough, like I think you have to go to the market for sure. But we don't have. So U.S. is our biggest market, and some countries in Europe is our largest market, and we don't have a physical location in those countries. So I don't think we would have a physical location in Japan. How we would do it is how Goodnature is we're currently geared. Goodnature is we're geared to sell to distributors who will do all of our local distribution, marketing, direct sales, and then we will work with the distributors from New Zealand, and then I'll fly out there and visit them every couple months or so.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just expensive. It's expensive for us to establish home bases in countries where I don't know how to preface this, but like we don't have a lot of money. Like we're not a rich company. Like we're doing good. We're doing all right, but we're not loaded with cash. We're still in that the growth phase of where we're spending a lot of money. We're profitable. We make decent money, but yeah, we're real cash strapped.
Okay, great. So we move on to the product questions. So how do you see our products, like current products, fit into the Japanese consumer landscape?
Yep. We've launched the mousetrap this year, and we say it's like the world's most beautiful mousetrap, and we've won multiple design awards for it. So we've won multiple internationally recognized design awards. So I think the mousetrap could be a very good fit for the Japanese market for homes and apartments. It's very much made for a really nice apartment, a really nice home, where they don't want to use an ugly snap trap or an ugly mouse trap. So just based on aesthetics and customer experience, we've thought a lot about customer experience in developing the product. So it's a beautiful trap to use, and it's a beautiful trap to have in your home. So there's more of that sort of like premium niche product that we think would do well in Japan for the mousetrap. It's also technology driven. So with the mousetrap, there's a smartphone application, the Goodnature app, and that adds a nice tech side. So here's the app, a nice tech side to the product. That makes it digitally connected, really easy to use. So I think the mousetrap is a good fit. And also I think in more rural areas of Japan, the A24 smart trap kit for rats and mice could also work quite as well. Because it's not like Japan's not one. Tokyo is a massive city, but if you get out of Tokyo, you very quickly reach just sort of rural, normal places, suburbs, normal homes, and I think the smart trap kit could go really well in those areas. So it could be sold in like a retail hardware, so like a home hardware store in a more rural area, and then in the city, like in Tokyo, it could be sold in like a tech store or a more technology driven home store. Maybe like a Yobodashi camera or something.
I think that's what has sort of excited me, Brian, and team when we were given the opportunity to work with you all. Is I visited Japan a number of times, and both in the Tokyo and out in the rural areas, maybe 4 or 5 times, and what exactly how you've described it. I think the opportunities are both wide and deep.
Yeah.
But I like what you've said, Brian, around being patient and having a good look before you leap. My experience with the Japanese culture is that they're very that feels good.
Yeah.
That approach. It's from a personal perspective, I've done a bit of pest control work as well out here in rural New Zealand.
Yeah, cool.
But and my brother runs a pest control company, and he uses Goodnature products.
Oh, very good.
Here on the East Coast. So when I said to him, "Hey, guess what, brother? We're meeting with the team," and so but I think for us is we've listened, and we've got our just so you know, Brian, we've got a document rolling as we're speaking, and it's being populated by things that come to top of mind, and we're happy to share all that with you. There's obviously this is this is us, and we're trying to work together. So we just sort of wanted to add that in, that this is I don't want to do a Nicola Willis and over promise and under deliver.
I know, not a good day for her today.
Not a good day.
Yeah, she visited the office 2 weeks ago, which was interesting. I've never met her in person, but
yeah. But and what I've noticed is you've been talking, and one or two of us are adding to these notes. Matt, it's been great. You've covered so much of what we hope we might get a sense of. So thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah.
No problem.
Is there anything, team, before we front up to our lecturers very shortly? We've got a session coming up. Brian, is there anything else you want to sort of leave with us and things like that? Or
no, I hope this was a good start. So I'll let you. It's probably a lot of information. So I'll let you all digest that, and then we'll see where this goes. Reach out if you have any follow-up questions, and good luck.
Hey, Brian, I did actually just have one last question.
Yep.
Have you previously, and are you considering making modifications or adaptations for the products to enter new markets?
Yeah, good question. So we try to avoid. So I know when you're looking at like going into international markets, you can standardize or localize, and we try to localize as little as possible, and we try to standardize as much as we can, and we are aware that will ultimately impact sales for us in the markets where sometimes we have to be a little bit stubborn, and we can't do a minor product change for just one market. And it's because we manufacture in New Zealand, and our constraints to have a lot of different products and that we assemble for different markets. We have major constraints around that. And then also from a packaging perspective, if we have a different type of packaging with different type of language for every market, it becomes too complex for the way we manufacture. So we look to standardize, and we standardize by having languages on boxes, multiple language on our retail boxes. We standardize our trap. Luckily luckily, a mouse is a mouse and a rat is a rat. So rats are usually all the same globally, and mice are all the same globally. So we've got the target species right. And then we have different languages in the boxes, different languages in the quick start guide, our guides, and we can also do languages on our app. So that's the most we do to localize.
Sorry to interrupt. Less than 1 minute for free version. That's for my. So if talk continue, we can click back
good.
in for the link.
Yep. Now, if it disconnects, that's fine. Yep.
Okay. That's great. Thank you very much for your time, Brian.
Yeah.
Really,
Thank you.
Yeah, it was wonderful
Brian.
meeting you all. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, guys.